Let me show you what's going on outside. Indeed Domain camera, we got a live look at Q2 this morning. Dry skies, temperatures in the 70s. No surprises, y'all, with today's weather. We're now June how we typically see June. Hot, humid, a little bit of haze, couple spot showers. Looking at your hike and bike forecast, the earlier you can get out there, I think the friendlier it will be, because this afternoon a high of 90. But feeling even hotter. Yesterday, our high temperature was 98, but your heat index got up to 103 in Austin. So we're feeling it, and it will get worse before it gets better. Rain chance at 10 to 20%. Today's high temperatures in the 90s everywhere you look. It's hot. Like I said, if this wasn't hot, we would be talking about, some surprises. It shouldn't surprise you that we've got 90s every single day for the next week. As far as the air quality forecast goes, moderate today and well into the moderate because of Saharan dust. Now, I warned you about this last week. This plume of Saharan dust is pretty elevated, gives us that hazy look to the sky, but most of it stays far enough off the ground where we shouldn't be looking at major impacts to human health. Not going to promise you won't notice it at all, but I think a lot of this is aloft. It's up. So you just notice hazy skies during the daytime and some really vibrant sunrises and sunsets, by the way. Clouds and radar, handful of spotty showers, weak thunderstorms, not a whole lot to work with here when it comes to lift, but we will be looking at a 20% chance of 20% coverage of these spotty showers. No severe weather anticipated. I really think it's going to be the afternoon, early evening. Once we lose the sun, we'll lose our rain chances. How much rain could we see? Well, those who are lucky enough to get it underneath one of those showers, for the most part, couple 7-inch, if that, but there's always going to be some exceptions. You could see maybe an isolated pocket of more, but I can promise you this will not be a washout. A ridge of high pressure sitting over East Texas. Now, underneath this high pressure is sinking air. As this drifts a little bit closer to central Texas, rain chances become harder and harder to get up. So I anticipate mainly dry skies. Really, over the next week, today's 20%, probably the best rain chance we've got over the next 7 days. But I think once we get into tomorrow, maybe even Thursday, an isolated shower, if that possible, everybody else dry. Humidity, we've got a lot of work with when it comes to the moisture. It's the sinking air working against us. Early look at your July 4th weekend forecast. We've got highs in the upper 90s to low 100s, and again, still very humid, so it is going to feel even hotter than the numbers I'm showing you right now. But right now, we've got dry skies. It won't be a complete blue sky. I think there's going to be some scattered clouds out there, but in general, mainly dry, with just a few exceptions of spotty showers today, tomorrow, and Thursday. Outside of that, highs will be in those upper 90s for most of the week. If not, even some low 100s creeping back into the forecast as we start the month of July. Erica?
I love this shot. Honestly, you can see the crews working on that 183 North project at 183 in Balcones Woods, and the traffic moving along really nicely. Just be careful in those construction zones. I told you about a major crash on Friday where an 18-wheeler actually crashed into a construction zone near McNeil. They had some of the lanes blocked because of overnight construction, and that 18-wheeler actually crashed into a Scorpion truck. So if you search Scorpion truck on KXAN.com, you'll see my story about it. It's actually the second crash just last week in the 183 North construction zone where a car crashed into that Scorpion truck. They absorb the impact of a crash. They protect construction workers at the beginning of a construction zone. So pretty cool how far they've come for work zone safety over the many, many decades as crews continue to work and build our roadways. As far as any incidents, one new one I just want to tell you about: if you're headed westbound on 71, headed through Lakeway, maybe onto Marble Falls, you'll see a crash near the intersection of Reimers Road. I don't see it causing significant issues, but worth a mention in case you're headed in that direction. Kristen?
Thank you so much, Erica. As we look at your climate change minute of the day, all this week we're going to be talking about sustainable ways to have an Independence Day. One thing I wanted to maybe just throw out the idea of is opting for a laser or drone show versus fireworks. Unfortunately, I know fireworks are part the 4th of July festivities, but they do create a lot of waste. There's a lot of noise and air pollution. I'm sure you've noticed that after a fireworks show. So, you know, I'm not saying get rid of every firework display, but maybe instead of doing it on our own, we just go to a professional one. If not, opt for the laser and drone show. And that's also a really good option for those who maybe are sensitive to noise. If you've got kids and maybe a kiddo with a disability, those drone shows are just as fantastic as some of those fireworks show. Okay, wildfire risks, tying into the firework conversation. Low to moderate, most of us in moderate, that's at 2 out of 5. Make sure you've got a bucket of water nearby, because unfortunately we're still battling some pretty significant soil drought out towards Gillespie County and Blanco County. Again, soil drought, lake drought, water drought, hydrological drought, very different things. They're tied together, but this is a soil drought. We know the lake levels are way low, right? Lake Travis not even 50% full, so it's not like we've got a whole lot of water to go around if we do see a massive wildfire breakout. Highs will be in the mid to upper 90s. Your overnight lows will be in the 70s. Pretty normal for this time of year heading into July. Temperatures do get hotter heading into the holiday. Rich?
Thank you.